Hi, I'm gonna make this video about making air candles to do air candling. And what air candles do is they pull the wax out of your ears. I tried before, but I did not succeed. But what I'm going to do right now, here are some dowels. These are some dowels that I had left. I decorated the sewing room and I made a ribbon rack. And I painted it burgundy and green because those are two colors I have in my sewing room. But I have some parchment paper. What I'm going to do is tape the parchment paper on. I can't find my little thing where that goes, but I'm going to just cut it. But I'm going to tape the parchment paper onto here. And then they say use olive oil, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tape the parchment paper onto here. And the parchment paper doesn't stick to anything. So when I wrap it from the wax, it'll slide right off. So I'll be back in 1 minute to show y'all how I wrap I'm going to show y'all how I wrap the parchment paper on here. And then when my wax melts, I'm going to show y'all how I wrap that on to the dowels here. And more than likely, to get it to fit, I'll wrap like this much of it with some fabric. And so I'll just wrap this much so it'll get into the ear, and then the rest of it, it'll be bigger on this end, kind of like what this looks like here, kind of like this, but it's going to be pointed on the end. So I'll be back to show y'all when I do that. Okay, bye. 1 moment. Here I am at the sink. I'm waiting for my paraffin wax to melt. I put a little bit of olive oil in here. I don't know why. One of the things, the directions said to do that, but here it is, and it's on a double bowl. There's water underneath. See the water underneath? Okay, I had to start all over because my camera went dead. So I trimmed down the first part of this video to make my ear candles. I tried this like 2 or 3 times and it didn't work because as soon as I pulled the wax, as soon as I wrapped the dowels with the strips that were dipped into the pot of wax, I pulled it out, and absent-minded and dumbfounded. I'm always honest with myself of me when I have a blonde moment, not to offend anybody, but I just literally didn't have any common sense at that moment, honestly. But what I did, I immediately tried to take the dowel out of the candle, and with the parchment paper attached to the dowels like you see here, it did work. It slid straight out of the dowel with no problem, and I didn't have to put olive oil anywhere on the dowels or the parchment paper. And just like you see, it's regular tape. You can see the tape. And what I'm going to do, as soon as this finish cooking, I'm going to wrap these strips. I'm going to wrap those strips, dip the strips in the wax again, and wrap it on here. And then I'm going to let it sit, and I'll probably have it overnight. And then I'll take it out. And then as soon as I get somebody that I could use the candles on, I'll do it and see if it really works. And the reason why I'm doing this, y'all, it's like $1 a piece to buy this on the internet. And then you have to find a reputable seller that actually works. Because a lot of these that say that they sell on the internet, the best sellers to get it from is an Amish seller because they make it naturally, and they try to they make it in bulk, so they try to charge you as cheap as a price as possible. And I'm just trying to deter myself from having to pay the most expensive price. So that's why I make so many things. Y'all know the long list of products that I make for myself, to try to provide myself with what I need and save myself money at the same time. So what I'm going to do is try this and see if it works. And I can't find the fabric, this fabric here. I had another piece and it got dirty, so I washed it. And I had some remnant fabric in my room, in the sewing room. And that is unbleached muslin as well, but it's blue. It does not matter your colors, it's all going to burn the same. And this stuff burns really clean, but it's just a high flame, and it sounds like a vacuum in your ear and a warmth, but in a way it kind of feels like something is stirring around in your ear, but it's almost like a conch shell, but not that strong. So I'm going to finish this up and I'll be back as soon as I get everything done. And I'll let y'all see after I wrap my dowels. I'll let y'all see that. And then after that, overnight. And then I'll pull it off of the dowels and show y'all how it looks after that. So I'll see you later. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I dipped my I dipped my strips in the wax, and here is the result. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is one that I made from the previous video, and this is just a dowel with the paper on it. And this is a finished version. This is the only one that I did that came out. But as you can see, it's a lot of extra wax because it was a lot of space. And I finally learned how to push the air out. I learned how to push the air out, and the wax, it feels like it's dry, but it's not completely dry. So you just keep pressing on the seams until they look closed, and then what I'm going to do is let this pan sit overnight, and when I'll make a video, hopefully I'll just try one, y'all, and see how it comes out tomorrow around this time, maybe 10 or 11 o'clock tomorrow night, and we'll see how one comes out, and then I'll put it on the video, me pulling the rest out, and I'll see y'all then. Okay, until then. You ready?
I'm ready.
Start it.
Already did.
Okay, I'm back. I am releasing my air candles. And just like I explained, I have several dowel sticks here. And I wrapped it with the parchment paper. And I taped it on both ends so it'll stay wrapped. And then when I dip my wax, when I dip my fabric with the wax, I actually let it sit. This has been sitting for a couple of days because I forgot that I needed to do it, and I got caught up doing other stuff, cleaning house. But this is it here. As you can see, it's very secure. It's hard. You can't bend it. And this is that easy. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here is another one. Come on. Don't let me down. On the next part of my video, if I have a brave enough person to demonstrate the part where I actually clean the ears out. I'm going to do that and cut it open and show y'all. But it's only going to be one ear because I don't know how to speed. Everybody always speeds the video up. Let's see, you can see the middle. And it looks really decrepit, y'all. It looks really messed up because this one here I had to add another piece. So I added a small piece to wrap that to make sure it's sealed so no air and smoke will seep through it. But it don't. Hey you guys, this is the second part of my video for the air candling. Here I have an air candle. It fits perfect. And this is my victim. I have a stainless steel bowl of water to catch the ashes, my lighter, a napkin, and I have a candle snuffer here. So when I'm ready to out the candle completely, I'll snuff that out. And then I have my other air candles here. But I have my my plate, and I have a hole in the middle. And I already measured this. What I'm going to do is put the air candle inside the plate like so. And this, I'm going to use this in his ear, and I'm going to burn it. Y'all won't see the whole burning, but I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to burn it. And then at the end of the video, I'll show y'all the residue. And I'll also show you part of the procedure where I cut off the ashes and drop it in the water to snuff it out. And remember the aluminum foil is to protect him from getting burned. So, I'll see you in a minute.
In the case of Lee versus Lee, pertaining to 11-month-old Carolyn Lee. Mr. Lee.
Okay, this is just to show the process of it starting to burn. As you can see, it has a very high flame. High. These are made of 100% paraffin wax. A reason why they use paraffin wax is because it's less expensive. It has the same effect. It's less expensive than beeswax, but I'm going to try to see if I can afford to get some beeswax and get half beeswax and half paraffin, so it'll have a clean burn. And then the beeswax, it takes a little bit longer to get firm, because if you notice, when you're using 100% paraffin wax, you have to when you're wrapping the candle, the wax is melting and the candle isn't even, the wax is already getting a little bit firm and the residue dries up on your hands. When you're by the time you finish rolling it up. But what I am going to do different this time, even though I did leave it for a day and a half and my candles slid right off of my dowels, I'm going to buy some more dowels, because Walmart does sell a pack like this long here in different sizes. So I might get like 10 or 12 and spend that money and then get the wax. But what I'm going to do is put some olive oil, dip it in olive oil before I wrap it with the parchment paper, so it'll slide off a little bit easier. But I'm going to stop it for right now, and I'll show y'all. I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to pull this table closer. I'm going to cut off my ashes. If you look, I'm going to cut the ashes off and just show y'all how I dip it in the water. Cut above the flame. Shit.
You are live. What did you do? And you won't believe the update we have from this family. Stay with us.
It fell on the plate, y'all. I'm sorry. I thought it fell on him. I was about to freak out. Okay. So you have to cut it real slow. No, don't do it fast. Cut it real slow. It doesn't leave a residue in the bowl because as soon as you cut it, it's already waxed. So it's not going to leave any residue in the bowl. But I'm sorry, y'all, for the panic. I have attacks sometimes. I don't want people to be on fire and burn up and all kind of mess like that because I ain't got no insurance in case he die or something. But I'm going to continue to let this burn, and I'll be back in a minute after, because it's going to take like 10 minutes for it to completely burn down. So I'll be back when I get down to the bottom, and I'll show y'all, and I'll cut it open and show y'all the residue that I get. And mind you, paraffin wax, it's clear in the pot. You saw a very brief picture of it in the pot. It's clear in the pot, and no matter what color fabric you use, whether it's white, orange, pink, blue, green, no matter what color fabric you use, it's going to burn clear, and the wax on the inside is going to look like a yellow, like a really light yellow or off-white color. Anything else besides that is earwax. So you'll know the difference once you see it. So I'll be back when I'm ready to finish up. Okay. Nicholas says he doesn't really feel anything going on in his ear. No ticklish feelings, no stirring feelings, no smoke, but he said he feels a little warmer. But it does feel normal. So the paranoia of the fire, he said, is the worst part. But I'll take good care of him. He'll be all right. Okay. In a minute.
Help family, I will. So that's what I did. I loaned him the money. So how did the conversation come about? He called me, I believe. It was either a call or a text message, and he let me know that
I'm snuffing it out.
So
this is
the way
the end
that I
of
gave
it.
him the money was through MoneyGram money transfer, and that was that, and that was fine. Had he asked you for money before? He's never asked me for money. So this was the first time?
Right.
Yes. And do you work? I do. What do you do for a living? I'm a teacher. Okay. What grade do you teach? 3rd grade. Okay. What about you, sir? Do you work?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm a crane operator.
So you sent him
Let's
the money via MoneyGram, and you don't disagree with this, right? You say it was a loan. And when was that? That was in February. What was the agreement in terms of when you would pay her back the $150?
The agreement was when as soon as I returned, I'll give her the money. It was probably about a couple of days later after I got back. Not too far, probably like a day or two.
We had a really bad winter in New Jersey, so every opportunity in the beginning, every opportunity that there was for him to pay me back, there was a snowstorm. And I completely understood that he wouldn't have to pay me back and travel because we're about 40 minutes
As you can see, he has a little bit of wax in his ear.
But then the weather got better.
Just a little bit. See?
Come April,
The brown
I asked him when he would pay me
right
back.
here.
And he said Friday. And so how many months have you
That's
gone by
it
that
right
money?
there.
About 2 months. 2 months. All right. So what's going on
Okay.
here? Does the mail not work in your area?
Yes, the mail do work in my area. It's just that I made a lot of promises to my aunt that I was going to give her money. But it's just that the weather was so bad.
We got a little piece right here. A little piece right here. And then the rest of it down here.
Like what, for example?
Those ears are pretty much clean. Because just like I said, all that white residue right there is wax.
Well, I mean, I don't blame her for that. I would not give
And
her
that
a
ends
bank
it.
account number out
That's
to
it.
anyone.
I'm gonna do the other ear, but I'm not gonna film that part. Thank y'all. Good night.